Okay, so I'm bad at editing videos, so I'm just gonna go straight into this. Hi, I'm Rachel. I am currently a first year at CalArts in the character animation program. I just finished, or I'm about to go into my second semester, and this is my accepted portfolio for the 2018-2019 application period for character animation, obviously. But anyways, I feel like there's like an imbalance of sketchbook videos on YouTube to like portfolio videos, and I feel like that's kind of given off this misconception that a sketchbook is like kind of the most important element of the CalArts animation portfolio, which it like very much isn't. Or well, it is, but it's like not like, you know, the most important. But anyways, I'll just go over my pieces and talk about like stuff that I've learned that people have questions about. And yeah. Anyways, so obviously this is on Slide Room, which apparently they don't use that anymore. So I can't speak to how the current application portal is formatted, or portfolio submission portal, but it's like you just for us we just put all our stuff, or for me I put all my stuff at like all the portfolio work, observational drawings, and creative work together, as well as the introduction video at the end, which I'm pretty sure is still the same. So anyways, I guess I'll start. So I used so the way I organized my observational drawings was I arranged them by length, and also medium, kind of. There's a general rule of thumb when it comes to any portfolio, not just animation, that you're supposed to, or you should put your strongest drawings at the beginning and at the end, or your strongest pieces at the beginning and at the end, and your less strong pieces in the middle, because you want to give off a solid opening and closing impression on the portfolio of yours. I agree with this. I didn't apply it because I didn't know it, but like I said, for life drawings, I feel like, in my opinion, because it's a animation portfolio, I feel like it would be smart to put your shorter gestural drawings first, because that is kind of more pertinent to an animation portfolio than something longer and more illustrative. So yeah, obviously these, like, I would say this third drawing is like much stronger in terms of like gesture and whatever than like the first two, but you know. So yeah, there's a bunch of like Conte drawings that were scanned in, done on newsprint. So these are all twos because I didn't have any like ones or whatever, but yeah. So as you can see, like, I don't really have a lot of variety in terms of medium or approach, style, whatever. These drawings, this drawing was kind of my attempt to try and spice it up, because like most of my life drawings were for a different or were kind of done in the mindset of a different portfolio, the Sheridan portfolio, which kind of like wants consistent, like the same approach to every single life drawing. But if you can show your understanding of like the human figure and the forms, style, I feel like doesn't really matter, as long as it's still like a life drawing and not like you just making shit up in your head and drawing it, obviously. But yeah, so we go into like some longer poses. I tried to show some value and color stuff, some experimentation with like media, because like that's chalk pastel. It's, yeah. But yeah, I obviously have more gestural drawings, I think, because again, animation portfolio, you're drawing things that move. in animation. But yeah. So going into the rest of the observational drawings, I actually don't have a lot other than the life drawings. These animal drawings, I literally had them in my calarts sketchbook, and I scanned them, edited them together, and then like fiddled with the colors, and this was a piece on its own. Apparently you're not supposed to do that with like sketchbook pieces, which is like turning them into portfolio pieces. It's technically fine, but obviously like don't do it too excessively, because if you're just showing the same stuff, well, I mean, I don't know where, like, I've heard people say that, but I don't know how much I agree or disagree. I think if you have a really strong piece in your sketchbook that you think will bring something to your portfolio that isn't there already, then you can, like, go ahead and add it. But I feel like if you're just doing it because you kind of like it, and, like, there's already 5 pieces in your portfolio that show the exact same thing, then, like, there's no point. Again, I think one thing about portfolios is that, like, reviewers have tons of shit to go through. So if your portfolio is just iterations of the same thing with no variety and no no different variation on stuff that you're trying out and stuff that you're able to do, like, their eyes are gonna glaze over. So here's another spread I took from my sketchbook. I scanned it and put it together. This isn't the strongest observational drawing because I did it really early on, but I guess I felt like I had a shortage of like environmental observation drawings, so I put it in. Here's another one where I tried to apply more linear perspective to the observation. So yeah, and then like this is like the last one that I had. It's just a coffee shop. Yeah, and then I added tones in Photoshop. Like also you can like don't feel the need to overwork your portfolio work, especially the observational stuff. Like none of these are colored or rendered or whatever. They're just pencil drawings, like pen drawings. Like, who the fuck cares, dude? If it shows your understanding, then it works. Or your understanding of, like, what you're trying to show, which is, like, perspective and ability to draw things accurately. Or not accurately, but, like, true to life. Then go for it. Who cares? Anyways, yeah, this is, like, the last one where I tried to experiment more with perspective. Like, I tried to do that fisheye shit that, like, everyone does, you know. But yeah. Anyways. So, I guess, so yeah, like, this is the first piece of my creative work. It should not have been the first piece of my creative work, in my opinion, because it's a fucking painting that I did. But yeah, so, I think with regards to stuff that isn't necessarily animation oriented, obviously, like, if you have 1 or 2 pieces that are, like, not really relevant to an animation portfolio, like graphic design stuff, paintings that are, like, don't tell stories or whatever, maybe try and keep it to a minimum, because, again, what you're trying to show in an animation portfolio is that you can do animation stuff. But I think it's, like, fine to show, like, that you have depth, that you have, like, complexities as a person and as an artist, that you can do more than just, like, you know, exactly what is required of you. But yeah. So yeah. This is a character sheet that I did for my OC. So what I did for my creative work was that, like, a large part of my creative work was character development, visual development, like concept art stuff for a single project that I kind of was focused, that I kind of worked on throughout my entire portfolio process. So I had a bunch, well, you'll see, but like most of my creative work was just oriented towards these characters in this one narrative. And so calarts focuses a lot on storytelling, and like it's a very story heavy school. So if you're having like difficulty trying to decide what to put in your portfolio and you're not like too, far along to start making new stuff, you could try approaching it like it's a visual development project. Or not visual development specifically, but like it's like a story that you're trying to do stuff for. And that will give way to doing character design, background design, concept art, visual development, whatever, like animatic story. And I think it was approaching it with this mindset that allowed me to have more of a variety of stuff rather than just like single character illustrations. But yeah. So here's another character piece that I did. In this piece, I tried to focus on lighting, mood, and stuff. But yeah, it's the same character as before. This one again. Same character. And I think, like, with these pieces, I was trying to focus on, like, mood and, like, the I was about to say vibe, like, the tone of the story, which was kind of, like, a dark coming-of-age story about, like, tenuous parent-child relationships and whatever, with, like, cool shit involved. But yeah, like, I wrote a shit ton of notes because I wanted to, like, explain my thoughts about the story and the character to whoever was, like, looking at my portfolio. I don't know if it helped. It didn't hurt it. So, yeah, here's another set design? Is that what it's called? I don't fucking know. It's a piece that I did, again, for the character. I was focusing on perspective. I did the lines in pen and then fucked them up trying to watercolor it, so I salvaged what I could and colored it digitally. Again, like, this piece isn't the most polished. Oh shit, it got smaller. It's not the most polished piece ever, and honestly, like, a lot of this stuff is, like, colored flat. It's not, fully rendered or whatever. But I think what this piece does is it shows kind of like a moment within the story. And it kind of informs what the story is about. Yeah. So, again, another character from that same project. So for this one, I put a lot more effort into, like, the character poses and stuff, because I wanted to show, like, hey, I can do shapes, and I can do action poses, and a head turnaround, because I was too lazy to do the body, but who cares? Again, more notes, like, what needs to be said. Anyways, I guess, like, while this is, like, a story thing, I'm really bad at story, but I tried my best. I thought of, like, a little sequence in my head and tried to thumbnail out some stuff while thinking of values. This is really rough. Like, you can see, like, the sketches and shit. It's so rough. But I think it's good to show at least that you're thinking about those parts of, like, the animation pipeline or whatever. Because that's what you're going to learn. That's what you're going to learn in school if you think, oh, I can't do X or Y just because I'm not meant for that. You're boxing yourself in way too early. You need to try everything. And that's, like, kind of, like, the thing that I've been... Oh, fuck, I'm rambling. But anyways, that's, like, the kind of approach that I've been having and trying to tell people who I've been, like, doing portfolio reviews and stuff for to have. It's like this portfolio process is, like, it's only one step in your grand journey as an artist. Like, if you're doing stuff just because you think CalArts or whatever school will like it, it's a bad way to approach things. It's like you're not gonna get better, or you might get better, but you're not gonna get better as a whole. And again, it'll, like, you're gonna end up boxing yourself in to what you think, like, not even what, but, like, what you think a certain school wants, and that's, like, not a good way. That's not an effective way to approach any kind of artistic practice, especially in animation, where your personal voice and the stories that you have to tell matter so much. Anyways, oh, it got smaller again. Anyways, this is a set, again, of like more conceptual pieces that I did for the same project again. Tried to focus on a limited palette and using values and like visual storytelling. So I'm actually pretty proud of this piece. And I, like, in the additional details, I actually, like, explained it. I don't know if I needed to, but again. And then here is a film that my friend and I made, where I did the animation, and he did, like, the live action portion of this short film that we made. Oh shit, okay. Anyways, so with regards to, like, reels and films, totally include your shit, like, your reels and films. Whether or not they'll actually look through the entirety of, like, every single reel or film that you include, it's debatable, but include, like, what you have to show anyways. If you're proud of it, just maybe make sure that, like, the stuff that's in the beginning is, like, accurate to the rest of your skill ability. Because again, like, the portfolio for CalArts, the reason why I'm making this video, right, it's because they look at the portfolio first. It's like their first line of judgment. They cut people off after they look at all the portfolios and then move on to the essays, the video introductions, and then finally, like, at the last part, they look at the sketchbooks. Which is to say that, like, your portfolio needs to show you are technically skilled enough to go to the school as an artist. It needs to show that you have the chops to become an animation artist. It needs to show that you can do storytelling, that you're not just, like, an illustrator or whatever, and that you can, like, think of stories and conceptualize them visually. And it needs to show that you can observe from life, it needs to show that you can draw from life in a way that captures, like, the essence of what you're drawing. Not necessarily accuracy, but, like, you know, the vibes of what you're drawing, style notwithstanding. But yeah, I cannot stress this enough. Focus on your portfolio. Your sketchbook is your expression of who you are as an artist. It's your sketches. It's your, like, daily observations and stuff that, like, is rougher, looser, and more new. More, like, raw. Like, if you're putting in a lot of effort to make your sketchbook polished or clean or look like what you see on YouTube, don't. Because you're setting yourself up for failure. People at CalArts can literally tell if you're copying other people, like, stuff that you've seen online, because they can tell, they can see the trends. That's what I got told when I went to National Portfolio Day in 2018. But yeah, fuck, how long is this video? But, like, anyways, basically, I don't know why I'm uploading this now, like, at this time of year, like, when this year's portfolios are due, and this video cannot help anyone for several more months. But basically what I'm trying to say is, like, do your own stuff and get good at what you want to do, in terms of animation. Like, don't try and make a CalArts portfolio. Try and make a good portfolio that you send to CalArts that has stuff that kind of encompasses what CalArts is kind of looking for, which is to say story, observational drawing, like storytelling, not just story, like storytelling, observational drawings, and the like. I don't know, this is just what I did. I had like 30 pieces and the maximum was 40, so don't feel the need to, like, overload your portfolio with shit that you don't like, shit that you think is weaker than the other stuff. I think, in my opinion, an efficient portfolio that just shows all the best of your abilities is better than a portfolio that's overloaded with fluff and repetitions of the same thing. So, you know, take that as you will. Take this as you will. Good luck if you're applying next year, years after. Yeah.